Hey, what's up, peeps? Your boy PC Williams coming to y'all live again. Another great Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in. As you all know, 1K Sports, uncut, unbiased, unfiltered, unapologetic. Thank y'all for tuning in. Here we go. Well, for some reason, the biggest story in sports has become what shoes Zion Williamson is wearing. As you all know, the highly anticipated game between UNC and Duke, longtime rivalry, is one of the best rivalries in all the sports. You know how I go, man. Tobacco Road rivalry, all the legends, MJ, Worthy, Rasheed Wallace, Vince Carter, Jerry Stackhouse, the Grant Hills, the Shane Battiers, the Elton Brands and all that, so big time game, UNC and Duke, prime time, and 18 seconds in the game, Zion's out. He went to the left. His shoe went that way. He went that way. The shoe broke apart. All in all, it was a minor knee sprain, to be expected. Zion's a big dude, moving around like that. He's like 285, but he can move like LeBron, so he's a very freakish athlete. So, things will happen. He will get sprains from time to time. Things will go down. But I feel like people have made this Zion Williamson, shoe nonsense the biggest story in sports, and it's very uncalled for. And the reason why I'm saying that because, I understand Zion's a great kid, great student, great athlete, maybe number one pick in the draft. And I understand that people are, emotionally invested into him. Like, they expect this guy to be the next LeBron James or the next great superstar. So because of that, I feel like people are just kind of putting it out there and speaking for Zion. Well, the thing is this, guys. Zion came to Duke for a reason. He's not retarded. The kid understands the basketball history. He knows the pressure and the expectation that comes with playing for a program like Duke. You're supposed to be a champion, compete for championships, be All-American, win the ACC. All those things come with playing at Duke. And I'm pretty sure Zion did his homework. I'm pretty sure Zion Williamson understood when he went to Duke. I'm going to not just a university, I'm going to a powerhouse program. I'm going to a program that expects me to win championships. I'm going to a program that is expected to compete for championships before I got here, while I'm here, and after I leave. So Zion went to Duke for a reason. He didn't go there to just put his stock up. Like, for example, if it was all about the NBA and being the number one pick in the draft, Zion could have went anywhere. Ben Simmons could have played point guard for any school in the country. Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina. Can you imagine Calipari with Ben Simmons? Or can you imagine Coach K with a point guard like Ben Simmons? He could have went anywhere in the country, but he went to LSU, a team that's not going to play for a championship, a team that's not going to compete for even a conference championship, a team that may not even be in the NIT tournament. He went there to make himself look good. If I go here and win by 18 games, make them look better than what they really are, maybe I'll be the number one pick in the draft, hands down. And that's what Ben Simmons did. But Zion Williamson went to Duke for the reason of this. He wants to be a champion. And let's get one thing straight, people. People are saying that Duke needs Zion more than Zion needs Duke. No, that's not true. They don't need each other. Zion can play forward for any team in the country and still be number one pick in the draft, maybe, at worst top 2 or top 3 if he went and played anywhere else. But Duke doesn't need Zion either. Without Zion Williamson in the lineup, you still have R.J. Barrett. You still have Cam Reddish. You still have Trey Jones. R.J. Barrett was supposed to be the number one pick in this draft, before everyone said Zion. But that's still up in the air. It could still be R.J. Barrett. You have Cam Reddish. If Zion was not there, this dude would easily easily average 20 if Zion was not there. He may be the number 4 pick in the draft, number 3, maybe. Trey Jones, the best point guard in the country, he may be a top 5 pick. So without Zion Williamson, you still have 3 of the potential top 5 picks in the draft on your team. Without Zion, this team can win a championship without Zion. RJ Barrett is a dog. I understand they say he shoots too much. He's a bit of a trigger puller. But you know what? So what? He a shooting guard. I want my shooting guard to shoot. RJ Barrett will shoot. RJ Barrett is not afraid to shoot. I understand they say the kids shoot too much, but come tournament time, that's what you need. You need a dog like RJ Barrett in crunch time. You need someone like RJ Barrett to bring it home for you. Zion's great, but his game is not fully developed yet. He's not a finished product just yet. I feel like RJ Barrett is NBA ready right now. RJ Barrett could play 2 in the NBA right now. So with that being said, they don't need Zion either. This Duke team, I fully expect this Duke team to be in the Final Four, in the championship game, whether Zion is there or not. You still have 3 potential top 5 picks in your lineup without Zion. So this team does not need Zion. Excuse me, they don't need Zion. But the thing is, everyone is saying, oh, Zion could get hurt. You can get hurt playing basketball outside. Basketball players play basketball. They play in the gym. They play open gym, in the mirror. They play basketball. For example, if it's about injury, look at Greg Oden. He played every single game at Ohio State. Greg Oden played every single game at Ohio State. No injuries whatsoever. He gets to the NBA and he can't stay healthy. You can get hurt at any given time. It's sports, man. You can get hurt training. You can get hurt. John Wall, a top 5 NBA point guard, tore his Achilles. How? He was at home and slipped down the stairs. You can get hurt going outside to your mailbox. So injuries are going to happen. We just pray to God it don't happen at the wrong time. Zion could have got hurt doing that windmill dunk. He could have got hurt doing all those other trick dunks he did. Zion could have got hurt a long time ago. Would you have cared? So I feel like we're making this big deal about Zion's injury and his health. What about RJ Barrett? He could get hurt next game. What about him? Did you not know Trey Jones missed by 10 games already? What about his health? He a top 5 pick. What about him being safe and going to the draft? So I understand that. But as athletes, we make peace with this. We understand, hey, I might get hurt. I might tear something. I might break something. Anything can happen, so why put the big spotlight on Zion? I mean, for crying out loud, Cam Reddish got hurt and missed a game or 2, I think. Like I said, Trey Jones missed time. All these guys, Duke has 4 top 5 picks. The NBA draft will go like this. Duke, 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 Duke. I promise you, the top 5 will be all Duke and someone else. I promise you, man. So, people, in my opinion, it boils down to this. I feel like people are using Zion as a prop to further initiate their beef with the NCAA because we feel like they're pimping the athletes, they're exploiting them and doing all this. I get that. We all have our opinions about the guys getting paid. I will have that topic for you next. But in the meantime, don't use Zion spraining his knee as the excuse to just say, oh, there it is. Zion got hurt. I tried to tell y'all, they pimping him. That makes no sense. Kyrie Irving played 8 games at Duke. 8 games. And still went number 1. My man Emmanuel Washington from Duval County, man, my good childhood friend. What's going on, big dude? He asked me, do you think Duke can win it all? Emmanuel, I not only expect Duke to win it all, I expect them to go down as one of the best teams in NCAA history. I expect them to win with or without Zion. Like I said, bro, let's pretend Zion let's say he goes somewhere else or he didn't come to Duke. No Zion. You still have RJ Barrett, the best 2 guard in the country. You still have Trey Jones, the best point guard in the country. And I promise on anything I love, man, I bet any amount of money on this. If Zion was not at Duke, Cam Reddish would average 20. That kid can score. They saying he the next Kevin Durant. Big and long, can score from anywhere. So you have two bona fide scorers in RJ and Cam Reddish. And you have a point guard in Trey Jones who knows the game very well. So I expect them to win whether Zion's there or not. So you got Michigan, you got UNC, of course, you got, Villanova. So I feel like none of those teams has this talent, and you got Coach K running the show. So I fully expect Duke to win it all and go down as one of the best teams we ever saw in NCAA history. That's without Zion or with them. How they want to slice that. But my personal opinion, Zion should do what's best for Zion. Do what's best for you, dude. Forget what I think. Forget what Skip Bayless think, Stephen A. Smith, whatever. Do what's best for you. This kid came to Duke with the understanding what this is all about. If he didn't care about being a champion or going somewhere where there's expectation, then do what Derrick Rose did. Go to Memphis where there's no expectations, there's no pressure. Do what Ben Simmons did. Go to LSU, no pressure, no expectations, no aspirations. Zion went to Duke. He knows who coached there. He knows who played there. He knows that they won a championship not too long ago with a team not as good as his team. So he expects to go there and be pushed and be pressured to win. Now, Zion didn't play against Syracuse. I could have called that. The guy sprung his knee. I wouldn't play him right away either. But Zion has to do what's best for Zion because it's no guarantee if you sit him out, he's going to, not get hurt. Like I said, Greg Oden played every game his freshman year at Ohio State. He got to the NBA and could not play a full season to save his life. The guy's career is over. If I told you Greg Oden would be out the NBA within 5 years of coming into it because of injuries, you thought it was crazy. No, it happens. You don't know when. Penny Hardaway was healthy all through college. Got to the NBA, started having injuries. Grant Hill, probably a top 5 NCAA player ever. Got to the NBA, had one injury, couldn't get over it. So injuries are going to happen. Just pray to God it's not you when it's time to be you. So Zion has to do what's best for Zion. Don't feed into what they're saying. I'm pretty sure Coach K is giving him good advice. My advice to the young man, dude, you came to Duke for a reason. You know what that reason is. You know what goes on here at Duke. There is expectation. So I would tell Zion, look, dude, do what you gotta do. Come here and finish what you started with RJ and Cam and all them. Win you a ring, go to the league, and pray for the best. Because injuries are going to come at any given time. We just got to be prepared for it. Well, that leads to my next topic. Everyone's saying, oh, you should pay the athletes. You should pay college athletes. Well, I understand both sides of it. I played college ball. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I didn't get paid 1 cent for playing college football. Not 1 cent. Not 1 cent. And I'd do it all over again in a heartbeat. But that's just me because of the passion. To me, college football is passion. The fans, the atmosphere, what we represent. You have certain cities and certain towns where we don't have an NFL team, so that particular school is our pride and joy. So there is so much passion, the pressure, the expectations that comes with playing college football. And no, the athletes don't get paid. Yes, the NCAA makes millions and millions and millions off of these kids. We all understand that. But if you start paying the athletes, if you really think paying these athletes in college will cancel all those problems, you're kidding yourself. I'm going to tell you why. Here are the pros of it. Now, there's pros and cons. Here are the pros of paying college athletes. Well, you put the young athlete at ease. Now you got a kid, let's say you got a kid in Liberty City, family struggling, mom ain't got a job, no father, house full of kids, probably got a kid himself, with 2 kids himself, you come into college, hey son, you're a damn good player, we'll pay you to play football here. Cool. Now you can take care of your family a lot earlier. You can secure your family, make sure mom's good. Hey mom, I just got on here in Alabama. They paying me they paying me $1 million to play football and get education. Bam, it's all good, mom. So these athletes will go into college feeling a little more secure. Okay, all I gotta do is go out here and ball out. They paying me, I go out here and ball out. My family's good, everything's cool. Because sometimes athletes come with the mindset of, man, my family's struggling. Should I even be here? How's my little girl doing? If my son eating, he's got diapers. When you start paying them, okay, they're a little more at ease. They come on campus a little more, at ease. Like, okay, I'm paid, my family's good, I'm good, cool. Competition goes even higher. High school football, to me, is the purest form, the greatest kind of football that there is. So, and the competition is already crazy. In Texas, California, Florida, there is competition everywhere. You start putting in millions of dollars, these kids go that extra mile. Now, all of a sudden, high school games are sold out in NFL stadiums now. All of a sudden, high school games become more pressure because now they're paying us. Now we not only now we go to college and play football and we get money now. Oh, it's on. Now you raise the level of competition for every athlete in every city. Every athlete says, you know what? I can get my $1 million in college. I can go to college and get my money. Let me show out here in high school right now, go and get my money right now at 18, everything good. And for the NCAA, it kills the notion that you're pimping these kids. It makes you look good. It gives the NC2A a whole new image. Oh, they care. Look, they're paying the kids now. The kids have money. They can go buy cars without getting in trouble. They can go get meals without getting in trouble. Oh my God, they really care about these kids. They're making millions of dollars off of these kids and they're giving it back to them. Way to go. Good job, NCAA. Good for you. The NCAA gets their image changed. You start paying these kids to play college football. You start giving these kids some of that money. All of a sudden, you look good. Now, okay, my son going to play at Florida. And he go get paid at 18. Okay, I'm good. Everything's fine over here. But then you have the cons. Keep in mind, people, when they start paying you, you're no longer a student athlete. You're an employee. By being an employee, you have rules, you have guidelines, you have risks, you have punishments, you have consequences. So, okay, college athletes, we paying y'all now, but now we control you. So you think paying these athletes would make everything better? No, it gives the NCAA that much more power. Here's the issue right here. Like I said, you go from a student athlete to an employee. Now here's the next issue. You got all this money, millions and millions of dollars, CBS, SEC Network, ESPN, all this money coming in from these high profile games, 100,000 in the crowd, great things going on, right? Now all of a sudden here comes the issue. How you paying everybody? How you dividing the pie? Who gets what? You got the athletic director, the AD, the president, boosters, staff, coaches, then players. So if you're a player and you're saying, okay, finally I get paid. Well, guess what? In the NFL, who gets paid? The owner, GM, vice president, staff, coaches, players. So guess what? You are now an employee instead of a student athlete. So now guess what? You're on the food chain and you still eat last after everyone else. Now, of course, we're talking about millions of dollars here being divided. But let's be real. People that got real money, they're not finna give you more than them. So the AD is not finna get less money than the coach. And the coach not finna get less money than his staff. And his staff not finna get less money than these snot-nosed kids that's getting paid now. So guess what? Now there's an issue in house. Who's getting what? Are you going to pay the starting quarterback the same thing you pay your third string tight end? I don't think so. Let's say, for example, your starting quarterback is a rich kid from Malibu, daddy a doctor, mama a lawyer. He got money. He don't need money. But guess what? Because of what you said, you're going to start paying these athletes. He's a star quarterback. You got to pay him. Okay? So I'm giving the star quarterback this much. How much do I pay my left tackle? How much do I pay my center? How much do I pay my walk-on DB that's showing signs of promise? So it's like, okay, how am I dividing this pie? I got all these kids. And guess what, people? The NCAA controls the landscape now because you're now an employee of the NCAA and not a student athlete. So now they control the landscaping. For example, you go to college on scholarship, you get free books, room and board, meals, all that. Now, since you're an employee, you pay for that. There's no more steak and lobster every night. There's no more free pizza. There's no more free books because you're grown and you're an employee of the NCAA. You got to pay for your own books. You got to pay for your own tuition. You got to pay for your own place to stay because you're grown now. So there's no more dorms. There's no more free apartment. You got to go get your own place to stay. So now all of a sudden, you're all comfortable in your dorm room, class over there, the cafes over there. All that's going now. You gotta get you a real apartment. You have real bills. You get free cable in college. You get free lights, free soap, free water. All that's going. Now you have real life bills. And also, the NCAA gets to control the landscape by doing this. They say, you know what? Since we're paying these guys now, and we're losing money by paying y'all, how about this? This whole thing about having 80 guys on your team or having 80 players dressed for a home and away games, oh, we cutting that down, baby. Guess what? You can only dress 53 guys. The NFL only get 53 guys on the roster. Guess what? Y'all get 53 guys. So guess what? If you ain't damn good, you just might be damn gone. So now all of a sudden, you can't just come to college on your football scholarship and have a free ride even if you suck. Prime example. Let's say, for example, you're a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. And you're damn good in high school. I mean, you broke records in high school. You're a state champion. You're all conference. You're Mr. Football, all that. And you arrive on campus your freshman year. And you suck. You're a 5-star recruit. We're paying you all this money because you're a 5-star recruit. And you get here and you suck. And guess what, people? That can happen. I've saw it happen. Guys were the man in high school. They get to college. It's like, oh my God, the trend, it doesn't click right away. Some guys struggle their freshman year with being away from home, being here with these grown men, are you as good as they are? This, that, and the third, so guess what? If you're a 5-star recruit in high school and you suck your freshman year, guess what? Because you're an employee now, I can fire you. I can cut you. You can't just sit here on my dime. I'm paying you millions of dollars. You're not finna sit here and develop your skill. No, you suck. I thought you were a 5-star recruit and you suck. Now you're gone. Now guess what? Now you home, 18 years old, no job, no income, no football. So are you willing to risk your opportunity for money? Like I said, if they're paying you, they control you now. You're no longer the student athlete that's not getting paid. You're no longer the poor kid that we're pimping. Now you're the man. Now you get money. Now you pay your own bill. So guess what? If you're a 5-star recruit in high school and I recruit you to come to my program and you suck, I get to cut you with no owance. I owe you nothing. And guess what? You still got to pay tuition, light bill, cable bill, and all stuff like that because it's no longer free. So are you willing to risk that now? Is it worth it? It also kills the underdog story. That's a big part of college football. The walk-ons, the guys that wasn't that recruited that high. So guess what? They start saying, okay, you know what? Since we're paying y'all, we're paying guys more money, no more JUCO. So guess what? If you're a 5-star recruit in high school and your grades suck, no football for you, man. No game for you. Guess what? You don't get paid because guess what? I'm not finna invest even more money for you to go to JUCO and get together and come here and get more money from me because you might suck in JUCO and come here and suck. It works like that. Guys can be good in JUCO, come to college, and they don't pan out. Don't work out. So guess what? If your grades ain't good, I'm not finna send you to JUCO. We're not finna keep JUCOs open. So now all of a sudden, no more JUCOs, no more walk-ons. If you're a 1 or 2-star recruit, guess what? You're not getting picked up. Or they can flip that and say, okay, we're going to pay you by your recruiting status. If you're a 5-star recruit, you get X, Y, and Z. If you're a 4-star, X, Y, and Z, blase, blase. But what they started saying, what they had to build Belichick mindset and say, you know what? I'd much rather recruit 1 or 2-star player because they're cheaper and they'll listen to me. And all of a sudden you're a 5-star recruit and you're very expensive. Nobody wants to sign you because you're a 5-star recruit and you're going to cost too much money. Are you willing to risk that? Are you willing to risk, let's say for example, I'm a 5-star recruit. I know I'm good, but I'm going to cost a lot of money. In the NFL, they try to build teams the cheap ways. So now we're paying y'all in college. All of a sudden, if you're a 5-star recruit, now you're an endangered species. Now all of a sudden, you're too much money. You're going to cost too much money for us to play you. So no, sir. See you later. It can go both ways. Here's the other issue with paying athletes. Now you're going to give 18, 19, 20-year-old kids lots of money, which means more bad decisions, more failed drug tests, more crime. Sorry to say that, but kids go to college to get in trouble. Things happen, wild parties, a lot of sex, a lot of drugs, temptation everywhere. Now you're paying me millions of dollars to play college football, and I'm 18 years old. So you're 18 years old, you're a big-time ball player, you're a big man on campus, and you got a big wad of money on you. That's more trouble. That's more trouble to get into. You're asking for more trouble. That's not going to solve everything. Then all of a sudden, the draft changes. Recruitment changes. Like I said, they may say you're a 5-star recruit, we'll pay you as long as you're good. Or they'll say, you know what? I don't want me a 5-star recruit. They cost too much money. Go get me a 1-star recruit. I'll develop them. I'll get them right. I'll show my system. Is it worth it? Because now in the NFL, it's almost like you're being punished for being so great because you cost so much money, and guys like Bill Belichick would much rather pay guys less money. So now all the big-time coaches like Nick Saban and, not Urban Meyer, but Dabo Swinney and, guys like that, they start saying, you know what, hey, I'm not finna pay a 5-star recruit all that money and he might not be that good. Get me a 1, 2, or 3-star recruit. I'll bring him in. I'm a great coach anyway. He can learn from me. I'll put him on my wing. He'll be great anyway. Plain and simple. So, you gotta think. By getting paid, my original point, you go from a student athlete to an employee. No more room and board. No more books. No more free tuition. No more free meals. All that, fancy food they feed you in college, that's over with now, man. You gotta buy your own food. You gotta provide for your own stuff. You gotta rent now. Some of these kids get millions of dollars, they may go get them a house. You got a mortgage now. You got a light bill, cable bill, a car note, car repairs, this, that, and the other. You got kids, stuff like that. And how am I dividing the pie? Not everyone will get paid the same. NFL the same way. The quarterback, left tackle, pass rusher, receiver, and there it is. So, in college, AD, president, vice president, coach, players, either way, you're at the bottom of the totem pole, and that money is not going to go around evenly. The star quarterback will not get paid the same thing as the walk-on. We all know that. So my overall view of it, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you're asking out here because, yes, If you start paying the athletes, yes, everyone would shut up and just leave it alone, right? Okay, they paying them. Okay, done. We wash our hands with it, no more. Now all of a sudden the crime goes up. You got 18-year-old kids on TV getting plenty of money. Can they control themselves? Will it be less crime, more trouble? You're paying these guys now so they feel they're grown now. So you just never know. So my overall view of it is this. College gives you an opportunity to do something with yourself. Whether it be, I want to be a ball player, I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, mechanic, something like that. It gives you the opportunity to set that plan in motion and go somewhere with it. Yes, college football, college basketball, they're making a lot of money off of these kids. And it's not all their fault. It's partly, you think about it, CBS wants game coverage. They want every SEC big time matchup every Sunday. They play a role in this too. ESPN, they play a role. 30 for 30, they play a role. It's a whole lot of other things that heighten the football atmosphere. Back in the day, we've had great players play in college. Deion Sanders played in college for 3 years. MJ was at North Carolina for 3 years. Great players have played in college and didn't get paid to our knowledge. So it's always been this way. It's always been these great players go out there, they generate so much popularity and stuff. Yes, should they get paid? I say, look, be careful what you wish for. I say no because it will create a bigger issue. And then we'll come back to this conversation and say, you know what? We should just keep it where it was. Because some of these kids are going to college and using some of these kids are going to college and they're using their athletic scholarship to pay for their education in pre-law. Because deep down inside, they want to be a lawyer, not a receiver. But the way to get there and pay for that is to be a damn good receiver, get your full scholarship, get your education. Now all of a sudden, you kill other kids' dreams. Not every kid that plays college football wants to go pro. Some want to be lawyers and doctors and own their own company. So now it becomes all about football. It becomes all about just this. And now it's like, okay, what you want to do? Be a doctor, lawyer? I'm not going to pay you millions of dollars for you to come play for me and then not go pro. Like, what's going on? I'm not going to sit here and finance you sitting on the bench. So be careful what you wish for because it could turn out really bad. It could be a thing that bites us in the behind. It may lose a whole bunch of money in the process because now you're paying more people, more things can happen. So my overall thing is I love college football the way it is. That's just me. If you believe in paying the athletes, then that's your opinion. But please be aware that it won't solve every single thing. There will be other issues that come up besides paying them. After you start paying them, how you dividing the pie? Who gets what? No more tuition. Pay your own bill. Will these athletes, it could be an issue. So just be careful. My overall view of it is I love college football the way it is now, man. That's just me. I love the passion. I love the energy because these kids are playing for their future. They are playing for something bigger than themselves. And once you start paying them, you may lose that passion. You may lose that want to. You may lose that fiber that is fueling this monster. Because college football is a monster. A monster, man. And you start paying guys, things start changing. Maybe CBS saying, you know what? We don't need, Bama on TV every Saturday. We're fine. Or ESPN say, you know what? No more college game day, no more coverage because we're not going to be paying y'all more and more. Or paying more and more, whatever. So be careful what you wish for. Some things, despite how ugly it may seem, some things are just best left untouched. But that's just me. That's my 1K perspective on that. All right, before I close out the show here, man, I just want to say, as you all know, Robert Kraft was arrested this weekend for there's a warrant for his arrest for prostitution, solicitation, stuff like that. So, and I'm not gonna take this time to compare his case to R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, because I mean that's getting kind of ridiculous, and the fact that I play a role in that, and I voiced my opinion, I've said to myself, I'm gonna just stop saying things about that, because at this point, we're disregarding the victims and God, like people that are really affected by these things. So as far as who's what and who's who, that's not my place to talk about it no more. But I just feel like this is just another black eye on the great masterpiece that has been the Patriots dynasty. What they've done from 2001 to now is remarkable. It's just remarkable. The longevity of it, free agency coming up, guys getting paid more money, in the league, and for Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and Robert Kraft to just do what they've done, it's been amazing. But you look at the history of other dynasties, the Bulls, the Lakers and Celtics, the Cowboys, Yankees, Alabama currently, so you think about how beautiful the dynasties were, but then you say, what was the bad part about it? Well, for the Bulls, what if? Bad management, that team was so dominant, it was like, well, how could you break up that team? How could you break up this team? How? So you had bad management. Jordan retired twice, so he left 2 years of what if. And that dynasty was broken up a little too early, so it's kind of like, well, what if they stayed together? What if that happened? So a bunch of what if, the unknown. The Lakers and Celtics, Larry Bird and his bad back. If Larry Bird don't break his back, they probably go into the 90s with it. Magic Johnson got HIV. That kind of derailed Lakers' little success going on. The Cowboys, the birth of free agency. They were a wild team, partied a whole lot. A lot of guys had demons, drug use, a lot of trouble with the law. That eventually doomed them. Yankees, Steinbrenner, they're in New York, the Empire, they're, the evil empire, George Steinbrenner and controversy and all this money, what. Now they're still a good team now. They're still going on with the young core they have now, but in terms of those 90s Yankees team, like what derailed them was more, okay, everyone else is catching up to us, people want to come play elsewhere and take us down. So we have Alabama right now. Nick Saban, as you saw this past year, he had his worst coaching staff you ever have. Sometimes success can start robbing you of everything you had to help you get there. Because now Nick Saban has to find a staff that's, number one, good enough, and number two, will stick around. So now you're wondering, has Nick Saban and Alabama hit their wall? Have they hit their wall of just, y'all are too dominant, other players want to go elsewhere and beat you, and now your coaching staff, we're going to go and get those guys away from you. So every year you're constantly changing staffs and coaches. So every dynasty has had their downfall or their darkness that kind of overshadowed it at times. But you think about the Bulls, Lakers, Cowboys, Yankees, Celtics, Lakers, and Alabama, you think more about the dominance. You think more about the good of the dynasty. And the small dark cloud that hung over it was like, yeah, that was why it ended. That's why it may end. That's why it hasn't been consistent or whatever. But then you have the Patriots. They have this big dark cloud, this huge dark cloud that's covering this small masterpiece. This 18-year run, 6 championships, man. What is it, 13 AFC championship games, just amazing. But you think about Spygate, Deflategate, the Hernandez situation, Robert Kraft and the prostitution nonsense. So you've been called a cheater. You've had, now you're the team that, had Aaron Hernandez on it. Oh, now you're the team that got caught in Deflategate. Oh, though the Patriots. Oh, you mean the team where the owner got caught in the hotel with the, yeah. So now all of these things have put a black eye on this great, beautiful dynasty that is very rare in sports. You know, so I feel like Robert Kraft getting in trouble, that was just another black eye on this great dynasty. They just won their 6th NFL championship. And we're talking about their owner being in jail. You know, so the Patriots, as beautiful as their success has been, it's been overshadowed by so much darkness, so much scandal, so much, you know, when you're accused of cheating in the NFL, in a game like football, when someone calls you a cheater, that's like being a soldier in the war and someone calling you a traitor. You know, it's like, look, you broken that code, man. You know, you cheated. You know, you're a Benedict. You know, you're a traitor. So when that becomes your reputation, it's almost like what you did doesn't matter. You know, and day by day, you see the Patriots, they're starting to become, you know, the Barry Bonds team. You know, the team that's more recognized for their scandal than they are their actual success that they have earned. You know, but you can't ignore Spygate and Deflategate and Aaron Hernandez, you know, nonsense, and you can't ignore Robert Kraft and his nonsense. So they're a great dynasty, but unfortunately, history will always remember this dynasty for the bad and the ugly. Every dynasty's had their ugly and their bad. That's why some of them didn't last. Because the ending has to be ugly. There's no way. Kobe and Shaq, there was no way to end that but ugly. There was no nice way to say, Shaq, I love you, peace out, it's Kobe team's not. There's no easy way to end a dynasty. So they all end ugly in their own kind of way. But the Patriots, I mean, it's still going on, but it just more and more controversy clouds this beautiful masterpiece that is their dynasty. So with that being said, man, sometimes it's just about how you do it. You know, maybe Philly had a point. You know, we had fun and won. They won 6, and look, we're talking about. You know, but it's a Patriot way, man. Maybe they, you know, will look back on the dynasty and learn to appreciate it more one day. But as of right now, this dynasty is completely tarnished by so much stuff that has went on with the cheating and the scandals and this now. You know, and you think about it, your quarterback, coach, and the owner have all been directly linked to a scandal that wasn't cool. And 2 of them were cheating scandals, and the other one was just, you know, this right here. But it's just another black eye. And sometimes it's not how you do it. No, it's not what you do when you did it. It's how you did it. And how they've done it has been controversy, you know, filled with controversy, man. So in the grand scheme of things, that may affect their legacy. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft, all of their legacies are affected in a negative way. And you can make the case that they're more affected negatively than they are positively. But that's just my opinion, folks. But like I said, y'all, it's 1K Sports. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Uncut, unbiased, unfiltered, unapologetic. Thank y'all. Peace out.